Welcome back to Fallout 4, everybody. And my settlement build on Graygarden, which, well, this settlement is probably one of the most famous settlements in the game, because apparently everybody knows about it, because there are robots that do all the gardening and things here. And it's one of the very few settlements that actually have an overpass or slash bridge that you can build on that's part of the settlement. And as you can see behind me, I've been doing quite a few things, and I've built up everywhere. There's lights and buildings all over the place. So let's get right into it and see what we got. First of all, our first enemy spawn point is right up here. Right where these bushes and these rocks are here, where I'm standing. So you can see there I've got my first defense to protect. So that will actually, this defense will cover this entire area going down there to where the bridge is, all around there, those houses, up this hill, and all the way down there. So your fences are a little bit higher up. It's much better because it will cover more area basically. The next defense that we've got, or spawn point should I say, is right over here. So you see there, I've got my things up over there. And this one's actually inside the settlement build area, which is right over here. You can see that covers, so this will cover this entire area, this side again. And this settlement area is pretty big, so if you take from where those big trees are there, that's the edge of the settlement build, all the way down to where the bridge is there, and it goes here where this fence and tree is. And then down this side, this is basically the edge of where the settlement build can be done. You can see here where this garbage little thing is over here, and then the edge of the building is right here, there where that Brahmin is. That's the edge. So it's quite a big place that you can build in, and that's not well, you can build all the way up. You can see I've built up top of the bridge there, we will get to in a second. Okay, so we got our Minutemen outpost here, our caravan post for our wandering traders and things. Okay, good old Brahmin. I got a Brahmin missing somewhere, there was two of them. And our third enemy spawn point for this area, or the settlement, is right down here at the bottom. Right here at the bottom. So anything that comes up from the street area or anything down this direction is going to be taken out. Okay, and then we head around. Okay, we got our main water supply and then our 2 extra water. If we look at our stats, actually ended on a funny number here. So we've got 38 people. Okay, so we've got enough beds. And obviously we're covered with water and power, food, everything is good. And if I go out of that, this little area is part of the settlement when you get here. Now there is like old machinery and things in here. Now I wanted to leave it, but it didn't work out so well, so I took it away rather and got our normal workbench, and this way I put our main power supply, obviously with our beacon and our terminals and things here. And I built this little deck going up, because this platform that I'm on is not solid, because I had to take away some of the stuff here, and you can see here, you can actually see straight through here, so that's not very good. It's a empty, just like a mat basically. Now this steel thing over here, not part of the settlement, that's been added on, so that takes us up all the way to the bridge. And I actually closed this area off here because of the spawn point, so a little extra protection. So anything that spawns here can't immediately run this direction, so hopefully there's enough time for the weapons to take them out. And then this entire area, I've got little shops here, you can see little shops.
Yeah?
This name of the settlement is part of the original settlement, so I didn't add that on. I'm actually looking for signs like that to add in my settlements. But we got our shops and everything, little small little shops. Yeah, some nuclear vim machines, a little bar area here for people to sit and eat and things like that. And the crops that are here basically came with the settlement, except for these. This was the mute fruit that was here, because originally I actually wanted to move all the food into the greenhouse area, but no matter what I did to try and command these guys to go inside there, it didn't work. I did everything I could to change it. So I placed some of the, what do you call it, these corn planters over here. The whole floor has been obviously closed up to make it nice and flat to build on and everything. And because even without the plants here, these guys just stand here and they are doing their thing like they're doing now, with or without plants. So I had to replace the plants. And then on the inside, I added a couple of lights here. I didn't change anything actually. The tables and most of the plants come with the settlement, and obviously the robots as well. It makes this settlement so famous. I added a couple of the carrots and a couple other plants in between, so just to get up the correct food level. Cleaned up some of the stuff, but most of the things are left. You can see there's little bags of things lying around, and the pot plants. I wish we could have the pot plants to add to the settlement. But everything is as is, and it's just obviously the, as I said, the power which I added onto it. And then we move on to these little shacks, which I actually didn't realize I even had. There's just a couple of little beds in here, a little bit of decoration things. So I added on these for the extra beds that I needed. It's a nice little shack. It's all steel with a little bit of wood. Funny, very thin floor though. I'm not sure which mod I've got this part of, but it's part of something. It's even got cables running on the side of the shack. And then we got our power supply obviously attached to it. I built up the whole deck area here, so I'm staying with the same look. So it's the same warehouse look as the greenhouse itself, as you can see there. And color actually matches it. Got that rusty look to it. Okay, then let's see what else we got. I think that's everything down below. Now, oh, upstairs and building upstairs. That's easy mission, building up further up top here. So let's go down, and the building space is not go down. I mean go up. The building space is not that much. And you can see all this area on this side here, where these big trees are, which I added in for a little bit of extra color and look to it. You can actually build here, but if you look at the way this ground is, the slope and everything, you're going to have to flatten out the whole area to get it on a certain level, whatever you want to build at. So it doesn't work whilst I left building there, but you got the whole bridge area up top here to build. So let's have a look at that. This was actually quite a lot of fun to do this. Now this bus effect here was actually here. This is here. You can scrap it. If I can open up here, so you can see. So I can actually scrap this bus, but I left it here because I used it as part of the build. So you can see I just added up a little bit of things here coming up here, so it looks like it's a bit more safety wise. We've got extra defenses. This is where the bold edge of the settlement ends. So if you go down here, up there, you can see there, this is the edge of the bold area where that tree is standing there. So that carries on up top, all the way to the top of the bridge here. So I added a little couple of things for settlers to use. And just the little guard here, so you never know what or who that might come down the bridge here from that side. So just as a like a more realistic type of effect. And you can go through there, there's a little gap there, and this tree is so big that it's actually growing around the bridge. So it just adds a little bit more feeling to the top here. And we've got a little cooking station here as well, where the settlers come to. Now on the inside here, I added a bit of a decoration. We've got some beds and everything. So this actually worked out pretty good. Now I do have this bus. I've got 3 variants of bus I can actually use to build something like this. But it was already here, so I just added on the decorations and things inside here, and the people come up. And the settlers actually, they do come up. They travel up and down this stairway. It might take them a bit longer, but they do go up there to come and sleep, because all the sleeping areas is actually on the bridge. This I added in the black RV with a door that actually slides pretty cool. So I added in some extra beds. You can fit in 4 beds here. A little bit of decoration and lighting and everything. So we got a little light here on the ceiling. Yeah, some nice lamps and everything. They got their own little storage fridge for food and things like that. And some lockers here, so there's plenty of storage space. Kind of cool building in these things, depending on the size of what you use. So if you have 10 of these RVs, you can fit 40 beds in there easily. So that's pretty good. You can see how these trees are still growing all over the place, but it's nice. It adds a little bit of color and life to the top of the area. Then we head up to the final level. Now this was a bit difficult because obviously there's some holes around here, especially this edge. So I had to try and force and build this little platform. Sorry, this platform in here. Otherwise you were falling through the floor the whole time. I tried to build something else over here. This it's like a bent door that you can walk up, but for some reason I can't move this thing. It's just gotten stuck. You can see I'm basically like walking nearly through it, but at least you can't fall through here, or the settlers itself. And yeah, for the first time I added these generators. Now they add very little. It's basically just part of a plane or something. So it's like turbines that are just spinning the whole time. And you can see you can't cross anywhere down here. This is where the bridge ends, or the end of the whole area. So this is actually more for decoration, because this power that this supplies is doesn't do much. But the generator is actually added to it. You can see here the power will come down here. See, there's the conduits, and it's going from there spread out through there, and the power is coming up from the bottom there up there, and it eventually adds up and it's attached to this area. And then I just attached it to this, and then adds the rest of my light and my power up here. And I use these nice looking street lamps. It's also actually more like a decoration than a light source. So I've got these up here. I added these fences, as you can see, just to make sure that settlers don't decide to walk off the edge. Because these guys, they spawn and just walk everywhere without realizing, okay, I'm going to go over the edge here and just jump off a cliff, basically. Because they tend to do that. They just walk and then... Because I've had a couple of settlements where all of a sudden I get 1 or 2 settlers that are missing. Because they decided to walk off somewhere or fall into something, or I don't know, something weird, and literally just die. Okay, well, moving around, you can see I've got this little fenced up area as well, like I did at the bottom. So this is the edge of the settlement where you can build. You can see here is the same tree area here as like what we've got lined up below. So you can walk around here. Now there are a lot of enemies around. So you've got raiders down there. Now you get gunners that are always on the bridges and things like that. We've got what was that area now? I can't remember. I think that was raiders or something. I can't remember now. But there are enemy spawn points. You got raiders down there. There we've obviously got Boston area, super mutants. Obviously, that's part of the quest. One of the quests that you get at the settlement is to go clear the super mutants and fix the water supply and things like that. So there are enemies everywhere. Now this is our main sleeping area. As you can see, I basically just bolted around the central part of the bridge this divider. So you've got two separate buildings. And a little bit of seating area and one or two plants just for a little bit of extra decoration and feeling to it. And yeah, so here we've got the main sleeping area. We've got some couches to sit on. They got storage for food and things, and all their clothes and tables and things that they need, with some nice rugs or mats, which adds a little bit of color to it. It's a pity for the divider because I can't walk through to the other one, so I had to put this up. This goes here, and you go over, and then we go into the next one. Similar look from the decoration, just a little bit different, just to give that nice feeling to it. And this mark you can see here, even with this rug on the floor, you can't get rid of this. No matter what you do with what you build up here, you can put 10 different things here and it will just, that looks like a spilled paint or oil or something, and it stays there. It just goes on top of whatever. So even if you've got a bed or anything, it will just mark it with that mark. So here we've got some basic lighting. You can see I rerouted the power on top of the building. Makes it much better than doing it on the side, because sometimes you have to do it on the side, but in this case it's just on top of the building. And you can see how these settlers always, I don't know, how do you get up on the roof? They just land up there. Sometimes they reset themselves and then go down to wherever. But I have noticed in some settlements that when you're building up, no matter where you're building or how high, if something spawns or no, they stop on a certain spot, they automatically, like the wandering traders, whatever, and their spot is somewhere at the bottom of the bridge, all of a sudden they will pop on top of the roof or the highest point that you've built or that there is in the settlement. Even if you can't build it, they sometimes will spawn or transport themselves to that spot. So that is actually a little bit annoying, but what can you do? Now you can see hopefully nothing can come up here, but you never know what can spawn here. And I don't have any defenses on this side, but that should be okay. But that is the complete Graygarden effect. Let's quickly take a little camera view. You guys can see a bit better. Okay, we've got in our camera. Now everything looks much better when you're looking it up like this. So there you can see our power supply. And it kind of looks actually kind of cool with these things. Well, this is not floating, we've got that. Unfortunately, these beams of these supports are showing through a little bit, but there was nothing I could really do about that. It's the only way to get it to give that look. And we got our defenses. Let me go up a little bit higher. There we go. And you can see how it actually looks pretty cool. Can I activate the boundaries from here? No, okay, that cancels it. Okay. So that won't work. Okay, well, guys, that is it. The famous Graygarden settlement with its farming robots. The very popular settlement. And that is going to be the end of that for today. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.